Hey, what's up, you guys? Today I'm going to be talking about 5 reasons that you should get a credit card. The first reason is for the credit card rewards. A lot of people may know that when you spend money on a credit card and you pay it off, you actually get rewarded for the money that you spent. For example, most credit cards will give at least 1 to 2% on all your purchases. Some specialize in gas, some specialize in restaurants. This is very useful if you can get a card that kind of is based off of what you spend the most on, and you can set it up so that you get a 2% or the 3% on purchases that you basically spend the most on. One of the other things about it is the perk. So not only do you get the percentage back on the purchases that you make, but a lot of the cards have perks that we went over in actually my last video about how to travel for free or at a discounted rate. These perks can help you out with like stuff like Uber, or basically money back on Grubhub. You pick and choose what you want to have for your own personal needs. Another thing to think about too is if you're just using cash and you're not using a credit card, you're not getting any of these rewards and you're not getting a percentage back on the purchases. If you go buy something for $100 and you buy it with cash, then basically you're paying the full price. If you buy it on a credit card and let's say you spend $100 on gas but you're getting 3% back, so okay, now you're getting $3 back. So instead of spending $100, you spent $97. It's not that big of a deal when you're just talking about one purchase, but if you think about the whole year on all the purchases that you make, it really does add up. Another great thing about credit cards is the convenience factor. So when you're using cash, you got to carry around all that physical cash in your pocket. It's not that big of a deal, but if you think about it, every time you go make a purchase, you got to take it out, figure out which bills you need, fold it up, put it back in your wallet or purse or whatever. And it's just like, it's a lot easier to just swipe the card and then you get the receipt and you put it back in your wallet and you're done. On the same topic, another cool thing that I really like is when you buy it with a credit card, there's no like change or anything like that. So a lot of times you'll buy something and let's say it's like $10 and like 90 cents. So you give them $11, they give you 10 cents back, and then what do you do with that 10 cents? Probably lose it. Another huge factor that I like is when you're looking over like your finances and everything and you want to start budgeting, it's a lot easier to do if you have a credit card and all of your purchases on a credit card rather than cash. If you're buying everything with cash, it's kind of impossible to keep track of everything unless you're literally keeping every receipt and stacking them up and organizing them and going through them at the end of the year, at the end of the month. It's just kind of unrealistic. It's a lot easier to simply use your credit card and then at the end of the month you look on it. A lot of credit card companies break it down by category so you really know what you're spending and you can take a look at it and say, okay, now I know what's going on. Nowadays too, there's the Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay. You can literally use your phone and it has the credit card in your phone, so you don't even need the physical card anymore. And the cool thing about that is you can actually get notifications every time you make a purchase. So the receipt's pretty much in your phone, and then you also have the receipt on your credit card bill, basically. The next thing that's actually pretty important that no one really realizes is it's really good for emergencies to have a credit card. Some people are saying, I only want to use cash, I don't want to ever have to pay interest. The bad thing about saying that though is you're only going to pay interest if you're misusing the card. A lot of people don't realize that you only get charged when you don't pay the credit card bill in full. Say you're on vacation, for example, and something happens unfortunately and you need to, let's say, go to the hospital or go to a doctor. You're not going to be carrying around a couple grand in your pocket most likely, so it is good to have that credit card as backup in case you do need to make a big purchase like that. Unfortunately, this actually did happen to me when I was on vacation. Something happened where I needed to make a big purchase, and of course I wasn't carrying around like 2 grand, so I just had to put it on the credit card, and if it wasn't for that, I pretty much would have been screwed. An alternative to this though is a debit card, yes, but say you're in a situation where you don't have the money in your debit account, like this will solve that. Another thing, you might see like an opportunity to buy something that you always wanted, or it's a good deal. Like say you're out at the store and then all of a sudden you see, wow, like right now 50% off on this computer that you always wanted. If you don't have the money on you, you're gonna miss that opportunity. Or you could just use the credit card to make that purchase. obviously don't make any like irresponsible purchases because of this power that you have. The fifth and final reason is probably the most important one, and it's building credit. This is why I really do advise that everyone should get a credit card as soon as they're 18, because credit score is actually broken down into a bunch of different categories of how they score you. And one of the main categories that I always see is the length of having credit. So if you wait till you're 30 to get a credit card, and you're like, I'm gonna start building credit because I want a house now, it doesn't work like that. So that's why as soon as you're 18, you should get a credit card, maybe a student credit card or something like that with a low limit, just put gas on it or just put food on it or something like that. Keep track, paid in full every month, never pay interest. And by the time you're 21, you'll already have good credit, and it could help you in many ways. You'll get better interest rates on car loans, on mortgages. This is obviously helpful because you can save a lot of money in the long run on that. If you don't have credit and you do wait till the last second when you do want to make a big purchase, you're not going to be able to make that purchase. So let's say you wait till you're 21, you're looking to buy a car that's reliable and you want to buy something that obviously you can't afford cash. You're going to need to have this credit behind you so that you can get a loan and you don't need a co-sign from your parent or something like that, and you can get the best interest rate so that you don't pay extra money for the car. A lot of people also do not realize that when you do get a car loan, the interest rate really adds up. It's not just 3% of the total, because their interest is compounding. So basically, over time, it's going to be a lot more than 3%. It could sometimes wind up being 15, 20%. And you don't want to be paying that much extra for the car, because as it is, the cars are expensive. And so this is just a quick video on 5 reasons why I feel you should get a credit card. This is just my opinion, and I'm kind of just going off of my life experiences and how it's helped me since I got one when I was 18, and just seeing friends who didn't, that it kind of did affect them in a negative way. So if you like the video, please like it and subscribe if you want to see more. If you guys have any questions or comments, please comment below, let me know. I'd love to hear stuff. If you guys have any ideas that you want me to do for another video, also let me know. And that's pretty much it.